number of dignitaries in our midst. Everyone here is an auspicious person. We know that, especially being journalists, storytellers. But we have guests, therefore we will just honor them. First on my list is the Commissioner for Information, Delta States, Honorable Dr. Ifeanyi Osuoza. It's represented this evening by Mr. Chikudi Abiando. We also have in our midst a special Niger Delta who happens to be the special guest of honor this evening. We call him the Amabelemabo One of Bebenibo. That's his title, yeah? Sir Doke Tombobia, you're welcome, sir. We have in our midst this evening the iconic thespian Hilda Dokbo. We say a warm welcome to Sir Wisdom Wakama. Welcome, sir. The city manager, Sir Eugene Abels. Welcome, sir. City manager, of course. I don't think there's a real Port Harcourt journalist or storyteller that does not know Sir Eugene Abels. This evening we appreciate the presence of Sir Ayerete Douglas. Welcome, sir. We have in our midst the CEO Dakada Skills Acquisition Center Bureau, Honorable Churchill Udo. Welcome everybody, and then of course every member of the South NUJ, the owners of the event, you are all welcome. At this time, straight away, we'll go to the welcome address by the VP Zone F, our VP, put your hands together for Comrade Akwa Ibom. Welcome, sir. Put your hands together. Put your hands together.
Good evening, special guest of honor. Good evening, every other person on the head table. Good evening, our commissioner from Bayelsa State, who is ably represented. Good evening, the Deputy National President of NAWUJ. We are proud to have you in our midst. Good evening, the Vice President of NAWUJ, South. Chairman of Councils, delegates to the training program holding in Port Harcourt, the Chairman of Occasion who is on his way to this place. I may not be good with protocol. I want to begin by apologizing profusely for our inability to keep to time. Yes, my name is John Ankesa. I'm the Zonal Secretary of NUJ South. My President, my Vice President will be with us in the next 5 minutes, accompanied with the Chairman of the occasion. But we can't keep our very distinguished personalities waiting because we are behind time. I have to step in to keep the program going. Our apologies for sponsors. We are gathered here in Port Harcourt, the beautiful city of Port Harcourt. A city when growing up, I crave to live as a Port Harcourt boy. I was born here and I crave to come back here, but unfortunately, it's not happening so. A special guest, but not far from Port Harcourt. I find myself in Bayelsa, still part of the Nigerian Delta. I want to thank you for making time to come to our program today. We have seen and identified our fathers, our brothers, our sisters in the Niger Delta region who have impacted life positively one way or the other. And tonight is our own way to honor those personalities. As they come in, we introduce others as the program continues. Why are we here in Port Harcourt? The journalism profession is one that we often write about others and we fail to take time to treat ourselves, learn and unlearn. So the leadership of the NUJ in the South region thought it wise that in this new dispensation, we just got elected last month, and we decided to start our new tenure with a training program for our members. And the South region, thank you. The South region is headquartered in Port Harcourt, and we decided that the training program will come to the headquarters. And that is why we gathered all our journalists from Cross River, from Delta, Edo, Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, to all gather on this beautiful city to learn. It was 2 days of training online and 2 days of physical training in Port Harcourt, culminating with a dinner and awards night. There is no better way that we can do this but to invite reputable persons to discuss on the theme that we have before us. Achieving regional integration through information management, the role of the journalists. That is what we have discussed in this 1 week. And today we have come to wine, dine, and also to tell those who have done well, thank you. It is also another way to encourage people like our special guests to do more. We got to know all that you have done for your people. We got to know the transformation you have brought to your kingdom. And it's the reason why we have decided to honor the likes of you this evening. Please, can we put our hands together for the special guest? We won't stop here. This training program, we expect that as time continues, we'll be doing them periodically. With the support of do-gooders of society, we expect to expand our horizon. We hold society to account. But this evening, society held us to account for not meeting up with time. I think it's something we must take home seriously. But for the delegates who are colorfully dressed this evening, as you can see them, we want to thank you for your resilience and for your understanding. In every program, sometimes we have these shortcomings, and please pardon us. Also, to put on notice that this program was solely supported by the Tantita Security Services. We want to acknowledge their role. We want to thank them seriously for supporting and training our people, our journalists. And we pray that when we come knocking to the doors of some others, they should respond accordingly or in this manner, so that the journalist is trained and retrained to better help society. I want to thank you all for coming and for your patience. Once again, I apologize for our lateness, and in no distant time, we'll be out of here. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, my chairman. We also recognize in our midst the chairman of council, Bayelsa, yeah? Chairman of NUJ Bayelsa, Okoye. I can't pronounce his name. Yemolea. We appreciate our Deputy National President. We do not take our office lightly. We do not take our office lightly. Our chairman is here. anyway, but we just sing this Madam National President. Dr. Lillian Okoye. We also recognize the Vice Chairperson, Nawoch South, Madam Stella McCollum. Welcome, Madam. Some music interlude, please, while we get to our next level.
little bit say that we are not happy. We're not. Let us be sincere. So please, if you're happy, can we please put a smile on your face a little bit? Yes, put a smile on your face, please. If you can't, put your hands together for yourself. If it's not easy, if you can, please. I know it's a festive period, the Yuletide. I also understand that if you don't have 25,000 naira, you cannot buy a chicken. And I also understand that if you don't have 130,000 naira, you also cannot buy a turkey. And of course, if you have to buy an MP or something better than that, you can have between 150,000 and above. Please. Whatever it is, can we just put a smile on our faces? It's not easy, we've made it. We're happy. And we also know that we're not patriotic. I mean, NUJ, you're wearing kente for Nigeria. It's unfair. Now, we take Nigeria. I mean, we have a little bit of 1.7 and above % of the budget on agriculture. No worries. It doesn't really matter. We also have a 4.9 trillion on defense and security. No wahala now. Why are we afraid? We also have 4.06% on infrastructure. No, we're going to get it. We'll get there, whatever like it. Nigeria is for us. We also have a report that 56%, over half of Nigerians want to jackpot, forget it. Here we deal with that here. Nothing they happen. Ladies and gentlemen, please, can we put our hands together for the Nigerian Union of Journalists? Very special. Quickly, we are out of time. It's of essence, but please, let's take the address by the chairman of today's occasion. Please, Mr. Chairman, when you come, as soon as you get this award, you should also say something about it. Please, let's take the address by the chairman of the occasion. Is Honorable Churchill Udom is the CEO, Dakata's Case Acquisition in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Why don't you celebrate? Welcome, sir. Thank you for coming. Most welcome, sir.
Good evening. The leadership of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, the South region. I also want to celebrate the president of this great union, the chapter leaderships that are here, and the entire membership of Nigerian Union of Journalists. I consider it a great honor as a non-member to be accepted first in your midst, then secondly to chair this great event. I relate very much to the fact that journalists are pacesetters for the modeling of every society, whether in the negative or in the positive. So I want to celebrate this organization, especially the South-South chapter, and its the South-South zone and its diverse chapters, for upholding the tenets of what true journalism should represent. To this effect, I welcome everybody that is here. I believe that journalists are the mirror, not just journalism, but journalists are the mirror by which the society should reflect and project itself. They determine the course of history there for the people that are in power. They speak to power, and they also determine where the society goes. It's a very tough task, onerous one at that, especially in a society such as ours, that the level of aggression on this very gentle profession for gentlemen. I understand there are no women in journalism, so it's gentlemen and gentlemen. I believe it's a very tough challenge to operate, especially in this region of the world as a journalist. But I must salute your bravery for holding leadership and power to the demands of duty and responsibility of delivering to citizenry expectations. For this event, I want to encourage and charge us to not just look at Nigerian Union of Journalists, that is about 69 years this year, but to also look at it that it is one of the oldest professions and professional bodies that was registered in Nigeria in 1907. This is a very long history. And we also have great leaders that have emerged from this union. So I charge leaders in this union to reflect on our past heroes. It was a journalist that moved emotion for the independence of Nigeria. That was a great feat. These are the kind of responsibilities that journalists play in the society. That singular decision redefined the course of our nation. We shouldn't be cowed by the challenges and the risks, but we should, however, be inspired by the fact that the future will always put us on the path of greatness if we acted courageously to define the course of history for the future. It will also throw moral burdens on us if we fold our hands and say, well, my children are too young. The task ahead of every journalist that signs on for me is like that of a soldier that joins the military everywhere in the world. Wherever duty calls, here I come. Thank you very much for taking me to this event, and I wish you a very, very happy celebration, dining and wining here. And I look forward to working more with this great union today and in the future. I may not be able to call myself one now, but I'm sold out for this task. Thank you very much.
A round of applause, please. Very brief but quite comprehensive. As the chairman of the Nation, Honorable Churchill Udo, as the CEO of the Skills Acquisition in Akwa Ibom State. I would not also forget to recognize the special guest of honor. We'll make him oblige if he wants to, or he had made me to call him my former friend, or he's still my friend. Chief Advocate Monday, is it the area? Hope you still remember the name then. Sure about that? Oh, that's him. Chief Operating Officer, Upstream and PCL. Please a round of applause for our session. I'm happy if you remember me though. Okay, that's quite good. Let's go down to the remarks of the commissioners of information and of course the CPS from the Braced States. Ladies and gentlemen, journalists in the South and Zone, please, let's welcome those that have to do these remarks. Just right now, please, if you can, let's keep it in a little time of 2 minutes and less if we can. A round of applause for that simple play. May I get their names so that I call them on down one, or you get them to me right now. Ladies and gentlemen, quickly let's make some corrections right now. We're taking another speech, please. Let's welcome the Senior Special Assistant to the Commissioner of Information in Delta States. Please welcome Mr. Chukwudi Abiando. Is he here, please? A round of applause for him. You're welcome, sir.
Good evening, gentlemen of the press. I greet you this way because I'm a journalist. I've been started at the Guardian as a pioneer staff of the Guardian over the years. I'm going into other media houses. I bring you greetings from the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Delta State, Dr. Michael Oswaza. He has a busy schedule. His boss gave him some jobs to do, so he would have loved to be here, but this is of job. He has asked me to come and represent him here, and I'm here to tell you that he actually appreciates what you are doing, what the journalists in the Brave State are doing. For him, what you have actually done is that you have given a voice to the South. Check the media establishment, whether online, social media, the normal popular media, the prints. Delta, South has a voice now, and I'm sure all of us are not taking it lightly. We should applaud ourselves for this, because when Delta's South states speak, Edo, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Delta, Rivers, Bayelsa, we are the ones that produce the money that Nigeria is spending. So we have a voice, and we want to. Who are those that make it possible? It is we, the journalists. Dr. Soda appreciates you for the robust way you have been reporting and bringing the issues affecting the South states to the fore. He asked me to greet you, and that he will also be supporting this event with time. So mine is to just have a message, just to congratulate you, the leadership of the South journalists for putting this event together, because it is important that our people need training and retraining. It is very, very important. So I congratulate you on his behalf and say thank you for inviting me.
Once more, a round of applause, please, for Mr. Chukwudi Adebayo, the representative, Senior Special Assistant the definition of information in Delta State. That's talking about Honorable Dr. Ifeanyi and so was that. I've been in a location sometimes, a particular governor was representing a particular community, and these people, they wanted some kind of a seashore protection. And then that was not the governor's green though, and his representative went there and said, don't worry, the governor will make sure that he does the protection of the seashore. And then everybody clapped, everybody was happy. And after that, when the governor visited the community, they reminded him, the governor told them I didn't tell him to say so. I did not tell him to say so. So, representatives, please, try as much as possible not to say what your principles are not telling you. But we believe in Abia right now, because Senator Nico locally, quite clear, and that's exactly what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take the presentation by the keynote speaker, and that's in the person of Comrade Amy Ememobo, Commissioner for Information at Akwa Ibom State, ably represented here by Barrister S. Ekane. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much. I understand your fear of rather using the word, the letter S, instead of going to pronounce the full name. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here representing the Commissioner for Information of Akwa Ibom State, Comrade Amy Ememobo, who himself would have loved to be here in person, but due to the exigency of his office, he is unable to be here, so he asked that I represent him. I most respectfully acknowledge the leadership of Zone F of the Nigerian Union of Journalists and the entirety of the membership. I also commend all that you are doing and for also putting together an event of this magnitude. Alongside this keynote address, the Honorable Commissioner had asked that I convey his warm regards to everyone here and to also assure the zone that he will at all times continue to support your activities at any time the need arises. The Honorable Commissioner was to speak on the topic, achieving regional integration through efficient information management techniques, the journalist role. I have met several mental attempts at approaching this topic from different angles that will make it as least political as possible, considering the possible tension that politics-related conversations are capable of generating, and so as not to end up creating a tense atmosphere at this event. Unfortunately, this attempt has been futile, as there is no way to talk about regional integration without referencing the immense influence that politics has been allowed to play in this regard. So I actually resolved that I would rather give this keynote address the semblance of a lady's skirt, short enough to keep it interesting, but long enough to cover what matters. Regional integration has been defined as the process whereby political actors in several distinct national settings are persuaded to shift their loyalties, expectations, and political activities towards a new center whose institutions possess or demand jurisdiction over pre-existing national states. The end result of a process of political integration is a new political community superimposed over the pre-existing ones. The ordinary essence of regional integration is the coming together of independent states with shared social, cultural, or historical values. Emphasis on shared social, cultural, or historical values, which may or may not necessarily occupy the same physical geographical location, for the purpose of promoting cooperation among themselves to achieve their common economic, social, political, or security objectives, for which the states relinquish some of their national sovereignty to the regional institution. Nigeria is made up of heterogeneous states grouped into 6 geopolitical zones, viz. The North Central, the Northeast, the Northwest, the Southwest, the Southeast, and the South South. These various zones are easily identified by steeply diversified peculiarities, which brings to question the notion of shared values as a pivotal factor to foster an effective and efficient regional integration. The definition of regional integration as a given readily creates an impression that for regional integration to happen in the first instance, there has to be an agreement of the state actors to come together, and this agreement has to be explicit and intentional rather than merely circumstantial, as the success of an effective regional integration rests on this agreement. Since the return of democracy in 1999, various regions have had cause to come to this agreement, or at least a semblance of them. As a matter of fact, it was the need of an agreement of this kind that necessitated the creation of what we know as the Brest Commission by the governors of the six South states of Nigeria, that is Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Edo, and Delta states, with the aim of creating a strong regional economy through economic cooperation and integration that will lead to sustainable development and collective benefits for the people of the region. Similar commissions and like ideologies have been replicated in other regions of the country over the years. But it appears that not much has been heard or felt in terms of concrete and tangible impacts from these regions. I am going to restrict my delivery to the Brest Commission since it happens to concern us as a region, and also for the purpose of keeping this delivery concise. The Brest Commission was created about 25 years ago, and I dare say that someone born 25 years ago will be an adult today and possibly raising a family. This situation ordinarily raises the question as to why the people of the Brest region have not experienced the socio-economic and allied impacts for which the Commission was created. What are the possible weapons that may have fashioned against the effective and efficient execution of the Brest Commission's mandate? Well, the answers to these questions are not far-fetched, as they are more internal than they are external. And they are summed up in just 2 words: bad politics. In other words, the Brest Commission has turned out to be the weapon fashioned against itself. Please permit me to not go into details in this regard for reasons which I had given earlier. But the simple truth remains that if we as a region do not resolve to build for ourselves what we want for ourselves and take intentional steps in this regard, no one will do it for us, at least not to the degree that we ordinarily would have done for ourselves. There is absolutely no doubt that regional integration is possible and can work excellently well. At least history bears witness to this effect. But whether or not it can work in present-day Nigeria is a different story altogether. It is not a function of resources, as there has always been an abundance of it. The Brest region is blessed with enormous human, natural, financial, and other forms of resources. But for regional integration to work in present-day Nigeria, the key factors, or rather the key actors, have to decide intentionally to shelve personal political state interests to some extent, pool their resources and join hands together to foster collective interest and ideals of the region. They have to engender the political will to put in place an efficient leadership structure that will see to the effective administration of its policies in a manner that is sustainable, bearing in mind that most of these policies will have to be of legacy status. In other words, the manifestation of the benefits will not be immediate. Unfortunately, the points highlighted above are well known to the concerned state actors. But knowing is one thing, doing is a different ballgame altogether. Hence, the arising question is how to get these concerned state actors to leave the realm of knowing to the realm of doing. This brings us to the second arm of the topic, which is the journalist's role in all of this, especially the ones who own media outfits like TV stations, radio stations, newspaper outfits, and very importantly, the ones who serve as media and communication aids to these state actors. This brings me to conclude by submitting that the message of regional integration is akin to the gospel of salvation. Almost everybody knows about it, but not everybody who know about it care to intentionally embrace and apply it. The Holy Bible in the book of Titus chapter number 2 verse 11 clearly states there that the grace of God will bring salvation has appeared to all men. But despite the appearance of salvation to all men, not all men are saved. Of course, if all men were to be saved, there will be no need for pastors. However, even those that are saved still submit themselves to the continuous preaching of pastors to ensure that they maintain their salvation. It therefore suffices to say that the role of journalists in regional integration is akin to that of a pastor. Yes, you have been preaching the message of regional integration. Yes, not all the concerned state actors are amenable to yield to your preaching. But then there was a time that none of them was even interested. Yet, through the consistent preaching of your colleagues, some of these state actors eventually became amenable. Hence, I have no doubt that with the effective and consistent utilization of the media and communication channels at your disposal to dispense the gospel of regional integration, it is just a matter of time before all the state actors eventually get converted. Like the saying goes, Rome was not built in a day, but it was built eventually. And everyone now knows about it today. So just like Rome, regional integration will not actualize in a day, but it will eventually be actualized. And when it happens, the world will not only know about it, but will also know about your contributions in making it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I would like to believe that my delivery was short enough to keep it interesting, but long enough to cover what matters. On behalf of the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Akwa Ibom State Bebenibo, I thank you for your time.
We can still do more if we have the past this year. Thank you so much. There was a particular point in time when they asked Daniel, what's the name of the king that actually wanted to put you in slavery? He said Nebo. And they asked him, what's Nebo? He said, that's exactly what I know about his name. And that was because Nebuchadnezzar was very difficult for Daniel to pronounce it at that particular point in time. So he just got the short form, he said Nebo. Barrister S. Ekanan should know the reason why S should be S. Thank you so much. A round of applause to the It's time for the presentation of the awards, but first of all, let me call the Vice President of ZNF, Nigerian Union of Journalists. Please welcome Comrade Obaka. Talk about a round of applause for him right now. Awadi, the special guest of honor, someone that has served in various positions in NNPCL, a philanthropist, a comrade as well, a riversman, from Mele, in the government area. I call him in the area. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if we're not busy, of course we're not, so let's put our hands together for Chief Adokie, take one minute. Coming up another one, your honors.
The person we have with us today is indeed Chief Okoye is an officer of the Order of the Niger. He is described as the unseen hand, workaholic, engineer of uncanny ability at the NNPCL. Working behind the scenes to make a difference in his 3-decade stint at National Oil Company. In every team sport, there's always an unsung hero. In football, he is often the man in the midfield or defense, who does the dirty job of keeping the opponents at bay, making his team's goal area highly restrictive. He is that team player who ensures a seamless coordination of his team while cooperating silently behind the scenes. Despite their work rate, commitment, and clear understanding of the team's objectives, they are rarely celebrated. Yet without them, the team will operate below par. In the upstream sector of the Nigerian oil and gas industry, few individuals have had the impact that Okoye has had. Those who know him say his dedication and commitment to the development of the smooth operations of upstream petroleum business has remained unmatched for a long time in this country. His name may not be easily recognizable or ring bell to the average Nigerian on the street, but his work in the upstream sector for the period he worked before retiring impacted significantly on them. In his over 30 years stint in the Nigerian oil and gas sector, all of which he spent at the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, now Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. Okoye, a technical engineer, demonstrated expertise in key areas of operations, engineering, project management, and commercial business. This inevitably earned him not only the respect of his peers, but equally the approval of successive management of the NNPC, which thrusted him into leadership positions. By 2015, when he ventured into the upstream business, with his appointment as General Manager Commercial, in the crude oil marketing division, later becoming the division's group managing director, general manager in 2019. He had proved his mettle as chemical engineer of repute. Before then, he was at Davies Petrochemical Company Limited, EPCL, where he played a key role in the establishment and supervision of these kind of things on the right. Polyethylene plant, which earned him promotion to acting deputy general manager of that plant, bitumen plant. Permit us, sometimes it's difficult when we get very technical. Let's leave the technical area. We're talking about a man who moves this nation. His status as an accomplished process engineer was reinforced when he successfully used a modified reactor agitator to improve plant operations. He would later rise to the position of manager in the Gas and Power Directorate of the Brass LNG Limited. By 2020, 5 years after he transitioned to the upstream segment of the petroleum sector, his impressive accomplishments and commitment to excellence had caught the attention of then Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari, who appointed him Group Executive Director upstream in NNPC. His designation was to change to Executive Vice President upstream. In 2021, following the restructuring of the NNPC, with the signing into law of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, he held this position until his retirement from service last month. Gentlemen, this is indeed intimidating. It is indeed quite tall. But for a man that has accomplished so much for this country, I'm sure I won't be tired to get the whole stature of a man standing beside me and standing right before us. In fact, in his capacity as Executive Vice President, he superintended over the NNPC Upstream Business Segment, which included the NNPC Exploration and Production Limited, NNPC Energy Services Limited, NNPC Engineering Company Limited, and the NNPC Upstream Investment Management Services. He was at various times the chairman of the boards of Gas Agitator. Again, we come to those technical times. NNPC New Energy Limited, Port Harcourt Refinery and Petrochemical Limited, Nigerian National Petroleum Exchange Steering Committee. He was also a member of other NNPC subsidiary boards, including NIDAS Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary of NNPC with a mandate of shipping clean petroleum products into Nigeria and West Africa. Somobe's function as Executive Vice President upstream saw him play key roles in upstream, including the commercial discovery of hydrocarbons in the interior basin and the completion of several upstream projects of immense benefit to Nigeria. Indeed, we are talking about a man who makes Nigeria tick. That is our live wire. Fondly called an ox by his admirers, Tumomie is a genial and affable fellow, and indeed we can attest to this now. He is the go-to guy when the ride gets tough, rough, and solution is needed to critical issues. In this regard, he has worked quietly, using his vast knowledge of the Niger Delta creeks as an indigene of the area to help solve what many have thought insurmountable challenges and thus save the country not only hundreds of billions of dollars that would otherwise have been lost to conflict, but equally human lives. In addition, he played a critical role in the fight against the theft of Nigeria's crude oil by criminal syndicates within and outside the Niger Delta. Unknown to many, in 2022, Tombome worked behind the scenes, drove the process that led to the discovery of the many sites where these criminal syndicates had breached oil pipelines and were siphoning the nation's crude. These discoveries proved pivotal to Nigeria's oil production process as it helped ramp the country's production and propel Nigeria to meet its oil production quota for the first time in a very long while in the last quarter of 2022. Can we please give our hands together? We have men in the Niger Delta indeed who are actually doing wonders for our country, and I wish our country understand this. As it is the case in matters like this, he and members of his team were not in the limelight for this effort, but he was quite gratified to have saved Nigeria some millions of dollars lost daily through this criminal enterprise. According to a colleague who did not want his name in print, the magnitude and extensity of the Mommy's service to Nigeria may not be fully known because by nature he is not given to blowing his own trumpet. So allow us to blow it for you. Ados is a humanist who used his personal charm and unbridled humility to penetrate seemingly difficult areas and achieve massive outcome in his official assignments at various periods and levels. As an indigene of the Niger Delta, he was the unseen hand and unheard voice in the pacification of the bad boys in the creeks, leading to the resolution of a plethora of host communities issues among oil-producing communities and oil entities. Among oil-producing communities and oil entities, the colleague said, indeed, Okoye is an embodiment of humility. Throughout his career as an NPC, he came to be known as a boss with a difference. He was not the archetypal leader who would seek to ram his ideas and opinions down the throats of his subordinates. On the contrary, he encouraged the flowing and crystallization of ideas as he believed that having different perspectives on an issue had helped in the projection of robust policies. Aside encouraging subordinates to ventilate ideas and suggestions, he was also seriously concerned about their well-being. A junior cadre staff who worked under him, Adi COMD, paid a glowing tribute to his leadership skills and ingenuity. Oga Adox was a special kind of human being. He was a boss with a difference. You were never ill at ease in his presence. He had this uncanny ability of sometimes sizing you up and then concluding there was something wrong with you, even when you did not. When you told him there wasn't. He would press you until you opened up. And if your challenge had to do with money, he would assist you without even thinking about it, he said. Tomomi's retirement from service after more than 3 decades of meritorious service to the nation, which earned him the prestigious National Award of Officer of the Order of the Niger, OON, has been received with mixed feelings. While some feel he should take a well-deserved rest after 3 uninterrupted decades of solid performance in critical areas of the Nigerian oil sector, many more feel that Nigeria needs a man of his quality, experience, and pedigree at this critical period of enormous challenges, not only in the oil sector, but the national economy as well. As the Aggie-Baggie continues, the man at the center of it all, and the signature of all eyes here today, has however refused to be drawn into that debate. that will join me. It is clear, though, that while enjoying momentary respite from the pressure cooker, that working at the highest level of the Nigerian oil industry typifies Adoxy Okaholi may soon itch for yet another task because of its fecundity. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you. I have the special honor and privilege on behalf of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, and indeed on behalf of the President of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Alhaji Al-Hassan Yahya. We here, the leadership of Zone F of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in South-South. I present to you Mr. Chimansa.
This media conference. No, not this media conference. Not this media conference.
It was not easy getting to dig our man hours. Incidentally, anyway, by the way I pronounce the name, you will know we are from the same area. And it took us quite a while to get to the level to decide on who we think is most deserving of our Man of the Year 2024. And I present to you, but I do not know, we have decided for you, journalists in the South region, that Chief, the Amabelema one of Bile Kingdom, Chief Abloki Tumbomi, is a Man of the Year 2024. He is our unsung hero as well.
So, on behalf of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, it should actually be a national award for this citation. But you hold this one first. I present as an unsung hero, but this is just a springboard to you are being sung. The union and the chapter, the zone present in recognition of their contribution to the national economy. I told you when I came in that the greatest footballer that has come out of this region was Adoke Mesmeka. So I was very honored to sit beside you, and I'm even more proud to know that we have got a good, great accomplishment. Congratulations.
Please, I recognize the chairman, the leadership of the South-South, committing to stand on the existing principle. I am trying to be standing before you, hearing my CV being read. At the point I was wondering what I was talking about or something else. And in all, it is not being read by a social club, not in my village, not even in the web and that sector. It's being read by journalists. So the question is, if this young man has all this, why is he having food in Nigeria? Why are the trials not working? Why are we not going to go back production? And it is journalists that have these questions. But I'm happy to say that I'm in your midst, because this is the first time I've seen journalists being guests rather than doing their work. Wherever we go to, it is the journalists There will be the silent heroes, because in every function we're doing, we are very conscious of journalists, because they're the only ones that will tell you the truth. The CV that has been read today, I'm sure some of you will go back and say, are you sure this one actually did all this? But I want to thank you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. Because he said, the prophet is not recognized in his own home. For critical, noble profession like a journalist, to see a humble man, from a humble beginning, from a small community called Mine in the River State, then, like you said, a very shy person. What we do is a contribution we do to society. I know I want to tell you this because I wanted to be my own, but I felt I have a contribution to make to Nigeria. We are not in the best of situations. We are not there yet. Our production is not where we intend to be. The challenges are so much. I'm sure I do not need to tell anything going on in the oil and gas. You know it more than I do. But I think the only thing I would advise is your support. There has been a lot of criticisms, not just from you, but from a lot of persons who claim to have knowledge of what goes on in the industry, but unfortunately do not understand. Like I will always tell my friends, I said, I'm making you to say this. It is only a woman that can tell you what she goes through during childbirth. The only thing the public will say is that, the child has come, thank God. If she comes out to tell you what she goes through, it will be difficult to appreciate. So what I appeal to every one of you is to support the oil and gas industry. There are challenges. But when we go on criticism, just like if you tell the world that your child is a thief, you will be seen as a thief. If you say your daughter is a harlot, she will be seen as a harlot. Nobody will marry her. So whatever challenges are going on in the industry, I do not say go and tell lies. And critically find out what the solution is. If a child goes to you and say, Mommy, I'm hungry, I don't tell the child, get me. Because you fail the exams, I'm not going to give you food. So I use this opportunity to appeal that there are challenges in the oil and gas industry. So I'm sincerely grateful for the award you gave me tonight. For me, I've always been told that the reward for hard work is more work. I'm short of works, but I don't think I deserve it. I want to tell you that there is hope in this country, and people like you are the ones that can make this country a better place. I say so because the journalism profession is the only profession that tells the truth. Because whichever way it swings, whether it's positive or negative, you tell the public what you have been told, what you see. But the only fact you begin to see in the profession is that, like in every other profession, we are beginning to have quacks in journalism. People are beginning to be more money conscious. We are more interested in what will bring people down and what will promote them. People are interested in blackmailing, and telling the public what will bring you down. So I think that's one part I would want the ZOF, the South to look into. There has been too much negative press about the Niger Delta. But if you look at other zones, what goes on here sometimes is far better than what happens in other regions. I've been opportunity to work in different parts of the world, being in the oil and gas. There's nothing happening in the oil and gas area that doesn't happen in any part of the world. Then how is it projected? Because if you tell the world Nigeria is corrupt, a foreigner will see Nigeria as a corrupt place. If you tell the world that the oil and gas is the most corrupt, the businessman coming into Nigeria will think that the oil and gas is actually corrupt because the journalists have said that that is what it is. Like I said, let us stand for each other and see how we can promote, particularly the Niger Delta. Look at the peaceful environment where a lot of people are scared to come to the Niger Delta. But I can tell you that the peace here can't be compared to even where you don't have oil and gas. So you are only instruments.
you are the only ambassadors that can tell the world the truth about the Niger Delta and how people are coming to the business. On that note, I'm going to waste time as the chairman and the leadership of NUJ South, and everybody seated there. I want to tell you that I'm grateful, and may God bless Nigeria. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.
One of the for Nigerian Union of Journalists, Man of the Year, South Zone Chief Aloke Tobomi O.M. Please, a round of applause for him. A round of applause, please. I remember the last time I took his back to his car. I do not know if I'll be given that opportunity to take his back to his car. What's your problem about that? Why are people jealous and zealous? What's the problem? Come down, please. It's very important. Please, once more, congratulations, Chief. You're welcome, sir. We also have in our list the Chief Press Secretary to the Executive Governor of the State, His Excellency, Sir Amokusembo Sydney Ali Joseph of our JSS RS. Please, Mr. Nelson Chukwuade, how are you? You're welcome. It's only if you go to his village, but it's Chukwuade. It's Chukwuade, when it's Chukwuade, there's a back and another. Chukwuade, there. Welcome so much. We'll take the awards right now. But before we do that, we'll just call again the President, the Vice President to the awards. But let me just mention a few people. It's not in any particular order in any case. I just recognize some of my senior brothers and my friends. Usually, but Sunday, he celebrates everybody. Please say round of applause originally. He celebrates everybody. Million Voice of Nawoto will not be heard at the national except we pass through the Republic. Please round of applause for his BAA for themselves. That's the guy for you in the whole the Deputy National President Award, Professor Shady, PhD, right? Yes, PhD. How many bags of rice inside there? Oh, please put your hands together for me. And of course, I also have my personal friend, Anita Obana. She's a human rights woman, not the human rights specialist. Anita Obana, how are you doing? People say as Obana. She told me that Akwa, not Okoye, actually. Because I live here. From our colleague for Red Rivers. NUJ chapter chairman wants to take away sounds very smart idea. But I call my table, I say I will not take it. Sounds very smart, it's my boss. I am Lake is my boss, you know. So for now, I'm not keep up for corner. I will not do it. Ladies and gentlemen, please, like I said, I did not see you. But I also know that the AK Wiggle will always move me from anywhere. It changed my itinerary today. General Secretary, NUJ State, I can't go too much for changing my itinerary. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next hour, please. Deputy President, I watch national. Can you please come out? Leader, go, please. I don't know how to start, please. No, come on, this is the weather. I mean, sometimes I'm dehydrated.
Was he coming in with my name? Don't mind me. I am really Okoko. I don't know why he's battling with the Okoko. Everybody knows the Okoko and things fall apart. On behalf of NUJ South, we call it Zone F, I want to present this award to Ivy Okay, on behalf of NUJ Zone F, I want to present this to you, and I want to say that to whom much is given, much is expected. Whatever thing you have done to earn this, we want to do more. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So I think the NUJ South, I mean, this is huge. If NUJ, you know, NUJ were not easy. So if we say that at EveafriqueNews we are doing some things that warrant for us to be so recognized by the region, then we are very, very happy. Dedicate this to everybody who has supported the EveafriqueNews dream through the years, and it's so much. It's 14 years, so our supporters are so plenty. This is dedicated to them. Thank you, everybody.
Please give it for having Davies Etokakpan. See, let me tell you this about I was first of all an Akwa Ibom before I became a reverse man. When my mother was going to give birth to me,
your mama will tell us where you want you.
and the labor started in Akwa Ibom State. And then my head was going to come out there. And then my mother refused. She said she was not going to give birth to me in Akwa Ibom State. And she held on. And I was so surprised. I asked her, did you fly? She said she didn't fly. She boarded a vehicle from Akwa Ibom to Harcourt in order to give birth to me. That's a serious in any case. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to Akwa Ibom State. Please let's also welcome a representative of the Commission for Information in Delta State. And that's the Honorable Dr. Fine Souza, ably represented here, like I said, by Dr. Chupoli. I have to please come for the next award, please. Next several awards, please. Thank you so much, sir. Can we please put our hands together? And then the Vice President, Zunef, come here, please. Step up too. Thank you so much, sir. You're welcome.
I would need to tell you how we came about this. We actually, to be here with us actually are the Commissioners of Information in 6 states in the South and the Chief Press Secretaries. Actually, we came to that decision against the backdrop that the information coming out from these states actually, like our chief, special guest of honor said, this is, we ought to have a region that is seen to be united. And indeed, as the keynote speaker said, it was about forging a strong bond. And we felt that we couldn't do that just by ourselves. When we talk about the information machinery in every state, of course, the commissioners and the chief press secretaries are at the top of that ladder. And we just thought we should bring them together and let us see how we can forge a very strong union, understand ourselves, so that we'll be able to tell another story, the other side of indeed the Niger Delta. We're tired of the narrative of militancy, bunkering, and all manner of criminality and all of that. We felt that in the States, a lot of things are happening. The States are actually doing their best. And we felt the time has come for us to sit down and tell ourselves some own truths and see how we can begin to get out a new narrative for the region. And so we invited them. But, well, we understand the season actually. A lot of them have a reason for not being here. And we felt a few of them have sent in representatives. And this is why the Commissioner for Information, Delta State, has sent in its representative. So this is a medal of honor from the Nigerian Union of Journalists South to you, to recognize the enormous work you are doing, the government is doing in Delta State. And as one who is in charge of that information machinery, we want to say, indeed, we're doing well, but we also need to put our heads together so that we can do better for our state and indeed our region. Thank you so very much for coming.
Where are you?
Thank you so much.
Vice President, on behalf of the Commissioner for Information and State Finance, thank you for this honor to be. We cherish it so much. Honor is with us, and we never forget what we have. Well, I'm a messenger, and on behalf of the Commissioner, in support of this program here today, he has asked me to give a bid of 500,000.
Please, the next medal will go to the Commissioner for Information in Akwa Ibom State. Please, can you please step up? That's the about already in a moment. Ably represented by Barrister S. Ekane.
He is a very special commissioner, and he knows it. And I always say, well, we want the good job that is happening in the States to have commissioners out there. And so we expect that this will spur you to begin to act locally or think regionally. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. The S stands for Sembenge. So in case you have been wondering, the S stands for Sembenge. So on behalf of the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Privacy, I say very big thank you for finding him worthy of this honor. The Honorable Commissioner has always, like you rightly said, he has always been a friend of the Union, and he will always and at all times continue to support the activities of the Union. So once again, on behalf of the Honorable Commissioner, I say a very big thank you for this honor. God bless.
Please, a round of applause for Barrister. You can imagine the Sembeng. Is there any alphabet that represents that? Oh, please give it up for Barrister Sembeng. Please, the next award goes to the Chief Press Secretary of the State, please. Mr. Nelson Chokwane. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much. This is to the Chief Press Secretary of the University of Harcourt.
the leadership of the NUJ South region, led by the Vice President, Akwa Ibom. On behalf of the recipient, the CPS River State, Comrade Nelson Chukwudi, I want to thank you for this honor done us. He is my friend, and for some reason he has asked me to step in and take the honor on behalf of him. We will communicate to the region in due time. Thank you.
Round of applause for Mr. Nelson Chukwudi. I thought someone that's been represented is supposed to be absent. That's what I thought. If you are going to represent someone, the person should be absent. And when you represent someone that is present, that's impersonation. Excuse me, that's what I thought. Ladies and gentlemen, but getting down to the tail of today's epoch-making ceremony of the South, the zone of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, please don't forget. Let's take immediately the vote of thanks by his own secretary, his own F, Comrade John Angesa. If you're here, please. A round of applause, please.
Only a few persons are clapping for me. Thank you very much. I feel honored. This convivial evening, I've had the privilege of stepping here 3 times. I stepped up representing the Vice President who was on his way to get the chairman of the occasion. I delivered the speech of the Vice President. I stepped up again to represent the Chief Press Secretary of River State. Maybe my colleague is going in this direction, and I know that someday I will get there. I want to thank you for finding time to attend this evening's program. Special thanks goes to the chairman of the occasion who traveled all the way from Akwa Ibom, Uyo precisely, to honor us. Also, a special thank you goes to the special guest of honor, Sir Okoye. The name is very large. We heard that name reverberating the length and breadth of the Niger Delta region. Today I'm privileged to have seen the person physically. It's an honor, sir. Thank you for not rejecting our award and for coming to pick it up personally. We appreciate you deeply. And also for coming with this great crowd. It added color to the event. It's our prayer that the Almighty God will continue to give you grace, long life, good health, to enjoy all that you have labored for. For the Commissioner of Delta States, who has sent in a rep, his media aid, please, we appreciate your presence. And thank you once again for your patience, sir. I didn't know you were the person and I was just walking past. And patiently you sat outside and waited till this time. We appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir. For the keynote speaker, tell him that we would love to see him speak to us sometime personally. Mr. Chairman and the special guest of honor, if you listen to the Commissioner of Information, Akwa Ibom State, you will be dazzled. Not missing word is a good orator. And one who has identified with journalists in Akwa Ibom in no way that can be described. At 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock is when the Commissioner is working in the office alone. I and the Vice President and Harcourt to visit him. Those are his working hours. All alone in the State Secretariat. When the May Day celebration is done in Akwa Ibom State, he's the only commissioner who goes out to lead the NUJ for the march pass. Year after year. Akwa Ibom Chairman, am I correct? So we want to tell him thank you. That we expect to see him in person to deliver those good lectures from this thing about in our next meeting. Nonetheless, we appreciate you for presenting him. For others who took time to come, if you are not here, the journalists, this occasion, this hall will have been empty, and I believe the chairman and the special guests will not be happy with us that the hall is empty. I want to thank you. From the south states, you have come all the way to gather here this evening. It's our prayer that the Almighty God who brought you safely to Port Harcourt will take you back to your various homes and your families in Jesus' name. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you, and God bless us.
A round of applause, please. So much accolades to Akwa Ibom State, and we thank God that we will not be congratulating the governor who will get this one today. In any case, the Holy Book says, better is the end than the beginning thereof. So we'll take a closing prayer. And please, Lillian Oboko, go ahead. You're the woman of peace in the United States. You can sit still, you're the chair.
Commissioner, please join the photograph.
May we rise?
After the prayer, please. After the prayer, I want to make after the prayer.
Let's pause a little bit and take the group photograph immediately, please. No, let's pause and take the group photograph. DJ, please give us a light tune, interlude. Very light tune. And a landscape as well. A light tune, please. After CPS, River State Police, can you join them as well?
Deputy National President Nawoj and the Vice President. Come up there. What is your class?
Can we take it easy, please? Let's pass our phone. Ambitious.
Okay, here we go. Please let me have that photograph, please. Okay, let's go. Here we go, please. Madam Lillian, thank you. Thank you.
Merci, merci.
Let's take it quickly. As soon as they're done, close the doors.